You are welcome to this lesson on allusion. I am Adeyemo with the brand name English with RMG, and this video is proudly brought to you by Ighota Virtual Learning Platform. This video is the concluding part of the video that I made on allusion. And in this second part, we are going to solve lots of practical past questions from the YSSE past questions in order for you to gain more clarity on how to use allusion in writing so that you can excel excellently in your YSSE and any other English exam that you might want to write. So, are you ready to learn with me today? Get your writing materials and let's begin. So we already learned the definition and forms of allusion. So now let's answer practical questions on allusion. Again, this figure of speech is not pronounced allusion, like I said in the first part. It is pronounced allusion, jeune. So do not say allusion, say allusion. Do you understand? So now let's go to the main business of the day, which is to answer practical questions from your YSSE past question. So first we have question A from section A, WAEC 2021, and it reads, write a letter to your friend in another school telling him or her the valuable lessons you learned during a recent excursion. So this is a form of what? An informal letter, because you're addressing it to your friend. Do you understand? So let's see how we can use allusion in answering this question. So I have this paragraph. Our recent excursion to the ancient city of Kano was a journey of self-discovery, like the Quranic story of Moses and the burning bush, where we encountered our own limitations and weaknesses. As we walked through the ancient walls, I was smiling in dismay as we explore new lands and discover hidden treasures. The experience was a transformative one, leaving us wiser and more compassionate, like the lotus flower that blooms in the muddy waters of the Nile. So, yeah, I'm making an allusion to what the Quranic story of Moses and the burning bush, because that incident was a turning point in his life where he discovered uh, that he has a new assignment that he has to what he has to carry out on the surface of the earth. It was the beginning of kind of his prophethood. Do you understand? So, since this experience that I had at Kano ancient city was also like I had new discovery because I learned new things about culture and history. So I'm kind of alluding to what? To the Quranic story as well. Do you understand? Towards the end as well, also made an allusion to the words, making reference to the words, to the Nile River. So this is just one of the ways to use what allusion. So when we are saying that include allusion into your writing skills, we are not saying that make all your sentences allusion or a form of what, a form of figure of speech. It's just for you to learn how to include it into your writing skills. All right. So now let's look at the next question, which is question 4 from section A, WAEC 2020. And it reads, a new principal has just been posted to your school. Write a speech you would deliver at the welcome party organized for him, informing him about some problems faced by students. So this is a form of a what? A speech. You know, from your YSSE question, Section A, you commonly have different types of write up. It could be formal letter, an informal letter, a speech. You know, you just have to choose only one. And this is a what? A form of a speech. So I'm purposely choosing different formats of essays so that you understand that you can use this figure of speech to answer any type of question. So here I have this as my response to the question, just one of the paragraphs. As we welcome you to our school community, we hope you will be the beacon of hope that shines like the lighthouse in a stormy sea, guiding us through the challenges we face. It's supposed to be a welcoming speech. So you also need to always pay attention to the context, the content of the question, so that you can answer the question from the perspectives from which it has been asked. Do you understand? So, just as the phoenix rises from the ashes, we hope you will help us transform our struggles into opportunities for growth. We, the students, are like the threads of rich tapestry woven from diverse backgrounds and experiences. So, the allusion here is what? The phoenix which rises from the ashes. So, this is just one of the allusion that I gave as an example in the previous video, although it's a kind of is a mythological allusion from the forms of allusion that we discussed. Do you understand? So I'm just trying to say that just like the phoenix experienced a rebirth in that common mythology, so we are hoping that is the arrival of this new principle is going to be what the beginning of a new experience for the students as well. So in continuation of the paragraph, I have, however, some threads are frayed, struggling with issues like inadequate resources, limited extracurricular opportunities, and mental health concerns. We hope you will be the master weaver skillfully addressing these concerns and strengthening the fabric of our school community. So you could see that for the whole of this paragraph, what I have there is just one allusion. So when we are saying that include allusion into your writing skills and many other type of figure of speech, it is not that you should make all your sentences what figure of speech. Just try to use it when they are needed to enrich the meaning that you are trying to what communicate. So let's look at another example, which is question 1 from section A, WAEC 2019, which reads, you're about to graduate from secondary school and you held the position of library prefect. Write a letter to your friend telling him or her your experiences and how they have contributed to your life in a positive way. So this is also another form of a what? An informal letter because you're addressing it to your friend. So let's look at my response to this question. So we have, as I prepare to close the chapter on my secondary school journey, I reflect on my time as a library prefect with nostalgia and gratitude. It has been an odyssey of discovery, like Homer's epic poem, where I navigated the vast ocean of knowledge and emerged. I have grown and flourished in the quiet corners of the library, surrounded by the wisdom of ages. The experience has been a masterclass in responsibility, like a Shakespearean drama where I played the lead role, directing and guiding my peers. So you can see the first one is what? An odyssey of what? Discovery. So odyssey is also one of the examples that I gave in the previous video. Do you understand? But just to say that it is a journey that is filled with what? Challenges, and of course, when there are challenges, you find new way to do what? To overcome them, and by so doing, you have new discovery and new solution to what? To problems. So you can see how I'm just inserting one or two allusion just to do what? To give rich and deeper meaning to whatever message that I'm trying to pass across. So also always make sure that whatever allusion you are trying to make is relevant to the context in which you are writing from. So let's continue with the paragraph. So we have, through it all, I have gained a treasure trove of skills, like a chest overflowing with precious jewels, which will carry me into the next chapter of my life. Do you understand? So let's look at another practical question, which is question 5 from section A, WAEC 2018, and it reads, write a story to illustrate the saying, a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. So from the list of questions, this is also a form of what? A form of a story. So I would also like to note here that when you want to answer questions on this section A, you are at liberty with your creativity. You can come up with different stories from different perspectives. Do you understand? You don't have to write your story like my own or like your friend's own. You can actually write your own story that reflects what you think. Just make sure that you are communicating the meaning that you want to communicate with the right words. And you're using the figure of speech that are related to the context in which you are writing from. Do you understand? So look at my own response to this. We have, as the sun rose over the horizon like the morning star, Kofi was faced with a dilemma. He had secured an offer from a reputable company like a golden egg in his nest. But he was tempted to hold out for a more lucrative opportunity. His friend Akol cautioned him, "A bird in hand is worth two in the bush, Kofi. Don't risk losing what you have for the promise of something more." But Kofi was blinded by the allure of potential wealth, like Midas chasing after gold, and he let the opportunity slip away. So here we have the allusion to the what? To the Midas. This is a common expression, the Midas touch. Do you understand? So that is, there is a story that whatever it is that this particular Midas touches, it turns into what? Gold. So you can also allude to, you know, common saying that you've heard about around. It might be from mythology, from history, from any type of the forms of allusion that we've what discussed. Just don't use allusion just because you've learned about it. Use it because it is relevant to whatever context that you are trying to do what to communicate, or is relevant to the meaning that you are trying to pass across. Are you following? And don't use too much of it so that you don't bore your reader. Are you following? Make sure that you use it because it is relevant and it's going to add more meaning, help your reader to understand, to gain better understanding of whatever meaning that you are trying to pass across. Are you following? Also, before we go to the continuation of this paragraph, kindly practice, please. Don't just say, "Oh, you've learned allusion. The class was practical." Try to practice. Write one or two paragraphs. It could be on the same questions that I've answered, or you could just go to your past question to pick one or two questions on your own. Please practice. So, in continuation, we have, in the end, it was left with nothing, like a tree that has lost its fruit, while the secured offer had flown away like a bird taking flight. So, that means that what? Coffee the situation of Kofi in this context is fits the context of a bird in hand is what is worth twice in the bush. So, as I was saying, try to practice. It could be on this question, it could be another question. Allow yourself to think critically, allow your creativity to flow. Do you understand? If you don't know what critical thinking is or critical writing is, I discussed it extensively in my previous video that I made on personification. If you are yet to watch it, I'm going to link it in the description below. It's really important for you to check it out. I would advise you check it out so that you can learn how to apply critical thinking into developing your writing skills, so that you can come up with better write up and learn how to develop meaningful content for your write up. All right. So now let's move on to the next question, which is question 5 from section A, WAEC 2013. And it reads, "You are the chief speaker in a debate on the topic, education is not as important as riches. Write your argument for or against the topic." So this is a form of a debate. As I've said earlier, I'm intentional about picking different types of different formats of essay, so that you can understand that you can use these figure of speech, whether it is allusion or any other type of figure of speech, for any type of what essay. So we have, wealth may provide temporary comfort and security, but it is a false promise, like the golden calf of ancient law. Education, on the other hand, is the key to unlocking true potential and navigate life's challenges. Without it, we are lost and unprepared for the future. Education is the foundation upon which we build our lives, and it is essential for personal growth and success. As the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle said, it is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. So here I'm alluding to what? The great philosopher Aristotle. Do you understand? So I don't think many students know Aristotle. I don't know if you do, but he's one of the words ancient Greek philosopher. He's a philosopher of education and many other fields of study. Do you understand? So I also made an allusion to what the golden calf of what ancient law. So it's just to show you that you can actually use allusion to buttress whatever point you are trying to make. You can use it to make your audience have better understanding, deeper understanding about what you are trying to say. However, don't forget that you don't have to overcrowd your paragraph with allusions. Do you understand? So, in continuation of that paragraph, we have let us not be fooled by their law of wealth, but rather prioritize education and reap its lasting what rewards. So, by considering the paragraphs that I've written, you would realize that it's not as if I've written everything as figure of speech or allusion. Of course, I wrote simple sentences, but the inclusion of one or two allusion, just like I included one or two figure of speech in other videos that I've made on other figure of speech, it helps me to do what buttress my point. It helps me to create imagery. Helps me to connect better with my words, with my audience. It helps me to say whatever it is that I want to say, using few words to say much more than my audience will what understand. Also, I would like you to note that whenever you are using an allusion, make sure that your audience understand whatever it is that you are alluding to. Use allusions that are what relevant to the context in which your audience can understand. They need to actually rely on their own prior knowledge for them to decipher the meaning. So if you're using an allusion that your audience does not even have any prior knowledge about, so they might not be able to decipher what you are trying to say. Do you understand? So make sure that whatever allusion you are making is something that is popular enough for your audience to understand. For instance, you are writing your WAEC and you are from Nigeria. Make sure that whatever it is that you are alluding to is popular in Nigeria. Do you understand? Maybe if you are using a biblical allusion now or a Quranic allusion, I want to believe that your examiner will also have a prior knowledge of it. Do you understand? So, do you have any question? If you have any question, please do not hesitate to put it in the comment section. Whether it is on allusion, personification, simile, metaphor, hyperbole, or any other videos that I've made or that I'm yet to make on your YSSE question, please don't hesitate to put it in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer your question. Or if it is just you need to make some clarification, I would appreciate that as well. Again, this is English with RMG, and this video is proudly sponsored by Ighota Virtual Learning Platform. If you are yet to like, kindly do so. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly do so. And tell a friend to tell a friend about Ighota Virtual Learning Platform. Also, share this video with your friends. Thank you.